Alright, we're back out in the 247 Evo garage, and today I'll be doing a little paint touch-up. Now, I made a video a little while ago and I said there's a spot in the car that I want to touch up, and there's a spot right there. You can kind of see it's a little different shade of white. Now, that's post-touch-up. So what happened was I ordered some paint, touch-up paint from a company called Scratches Happen. And in Canada, it's scratcheshappen.ca. I guess in the States, it's scratcheshappen.com. Not sponsored. I bought this stuff on my own. And it came with a primer, a base coat, another coat, and a clear coat. And I also got some touch-up paint here. Same kind of deal, but just you touch it up with a toothpick or a brush or what have you. They supply all the stuff that you need in here. It's like there's all kinds of applicators and different type of things. So what happened was I started playing around with it, and where I screwed up on that door was I didn't put on the pearl coat. So that's why it kind of looks kind of a little different. But I got a spot up here. I touched it up with some other white paint before. It looks like not good, not good. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'll be wet sanding that and using the aerosol spray cans from scratcheshappen.ca. Again, not sponsored, and we'll see how it turns out. And if that turns out pretty good, I may go back to this spot again over here one more time, wet sand the clear coat and shoot the pearl coat on top of it and see if I can get it to look a little bit closer to the original paint. Now, this stuff here, the paint that I ordered, is pretty good stuff. I mean, it's a close match. Nobody in my area would even bother to try to mix up the paints for me. I went to my local, I guess a Napa, two of them, and they're like, oh, no, this can't be done. This can't be mixed up. Yet this company can do it. And they give you the primer, the base coat, clear coat. Like it's a tri-coat system, so you know you're going to try to get as close a match as possible. And that's not always easy on tri-coats, which this car has. So the job today is to, you can see it's kind of dull there a little bit too. Just in the bottom of the door, it's kind of dull. Somebody in the previous owners tried touching up some scratches or whatever there. They used the wrong color paint. Didn't look very good. And again, I used the wrong paint to fix up the paint in the fender where it was delaminating a little bit. But I'm going to give this stuff a shot and see how it turns out. And like I said, if the fender turns out good, I'll come back and hit that door again with the wet sand and maybe put the other... I'll repeat the process over there and see how it turns out. But it's much closer than the stuff that was on there before, so I'm pretty happy with it. And the car's got a bunch of little stone chips on the hood in different spots. I'll be applying that Scratches Happen paint on those stone chips on the hood and wherever else. So once I get done with the fender, I'll resume the video and we'll see how it looks. Hopefully it looks better than what it looks now. It's not terrible now. You don't, unless you're looking really close, you don't notice it, but I like to look a little better. All right, let's get at her. So what I did was I hit this with some 320 wet sandpaper. And I took down some of the old paint that was on there, touch-up paint. Didn't look too good. So the idea is to get it smooth and level and clean. And once I did that, I wiped it down with some rubbing alcohol and degreaser. And now I've masked it. I put the masking tape on the back and rolled it. So all I'm going to do is just shoot in over here a light coat of primer, and then a couple of coats of base coat, then the pearl coat, and then the clear coat. So hopefully this will look a heck of a lot better than what it does right now. And it's not terrible, but the paint was kind of chipping and flaking off there. Now, I'm not a professional painter. This is for demonstration purposes only. But I'm going to give this product a try and see how it turns out. So once I get the first coat of primer on there, I'll come back to it. First coat of primer, and I see a little wrinkling going on here, so I must not have done a good job cleaning that. But it's covering. But I'm going to have to address that before I put the second coat of primer on. Well, that's the primer. I put about 3 or 4 coats of very light primer to cover up the bare spots in the metal and to smooth it out. I'm going to go over that now, probably with a 320 grit, just to rough it up a little bit. And then we're going to shoot the first coat of paint on it. And the first coat of paint is this stuff here. It's marked number 1. So we'll put that stuff on first. and then maybe do 2 or 3 light coats of that, and then go to the second part of it, and then let all that cure up a little bit, and then shoot some clear on it. So I'll get back to it when I get that done. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is after 2 or 3 coats of the first base and 2 or 3 coats of the second pearl, and it looks pretty darn good. Yeah, I mean, it looks great. Okay, I'll be going over this with the clear coat just as soon as this dries. But, man, that actually looks really, 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 really good. Really good. Like, I'm impressed. I mean, it's a spray can. And with a spray can, you get a little bit of a rough finish between coats, but I just applied this stuff here, the second coat, the second, of the tri-coat, the second level. So, this gives me a lot of encouragement. So I'm going to redo that, over there, that door spot there. I'm going to have to hit it with some 600 grit, wet sand it, and apply the pearl coat, because that makes a huge difference. And for like a spray can, and the kit wasn't super expensive. I think I paid 150 bucks, something like that, Canadian, shipped to my door, but it's doing all right. So once I get the clear coat on there, about 2 or 3 coats of clear coat, and then of course I'll do some buffing on the fender. I don't want to say overspray on there, so it's looking pretty good. So far, I'm pretty darn happy with the results. We'll see how it holds up when I get done with it. Well, that's the completed results. Is it a perfect match? Well, it's pretty darn close. It's for a tri-coat paint. I think it's not too bad. There's a little bit of blending you could do in this area here, still polishing, but that's basically a couple coats of primer, about 3 coats, 2-3 coats of the level 1, the first base, and then there are 3 coats of the second base, and a couple of coats of clear, and I did a little bit of compounding afterwards just to kind of blend it in a little bit. But there it is. That's the fender, and as you can see from earlier in the video, it's a huge difference, and it looks a lot better. I mean, is it perfect? No. I mean, like I said, there's a spot here I could probably blend in a little better, but I just did the top here, and it turned out way better than I anticipated. So yeah, scratcheshappen.com.ca, wherever you get it from, that stuff is it's pretty good stuff. I mean, it does a reasonably good job. I'm not a painter, and this is not a body shop, so reasonably good job. So what I did is I was encouraged by my results, and I went ahead over here and started doing this set again. And what I do between coats, I had about a 320 wet sandpaper between the first base. Actually, I did some on the primer. Then I sprayed the first base, then I hit it with 320 after it dried. Then I hit it again with the second coat, the metallic, the pearl color. Then I did another 320 on that. Light, very light, just a little bit, just to take down the bumps, because it leaves kind of a textured surface. Not really ideal. And then on top of that, I went with the a clear coat, 2 or 3 coats, light coats. Let them tack over between. Don't rush the process. Take your time. That's the key thing here. And this side here, the door, you can see this kind of an area there. You can see the difference between the clear. It's already been cleared, and this is. But I wet sanded it, so I'm going to wet sand this now, and then apply the one more coat of the top coat with the pearl finish. And then once that tacks up a little bit, again, light sand, just to take the lumps down, the texture down, and then go over with the clear coat. And that's a whole heck of a lot better. Now, mind you, they wanted a body shop up here in the Great White North wanted anywhere from $1,300 to $1,600 to do this door blend. And I'm not doing as good a job as a body shop. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, I'm doing a great job, because it's not body shop quality. But for 150 bucks in paint, I mean, my gosh, that's like a 10% of what the body shop wants. And for this 20-year-old Cadillac, it's good. So I'm going to get this done, and then I'll wrap this video up. Well, I redid this door, and I'm still kind of working on it. Might have to wet sand and do a little stuff in there, but wow, it's way better than what it was. There's a little bit of a blending going on there, but compared to what it was before, I'd say I'm pretty happy. And going back over here to this side, this turned out really good. Like, look at it. So would I say I'm happy overall with the results? Yeah. scratcheshappen.com.ca, whatever. They supplied me with some paint, and I've got a tri-coat. And like I said, I've got a little bit of work to do here. I've got to do some wet sanding and some touching up in that area there. You can kind of see a little bit of stuff going on there, but not too worried about it. I mean, overall, it turned out pretty darn good, and nothing a little bit of buffing and a little bit of touching up and wet sanding can't fix. Just to do this door, this door, and they would have blended in the door and the whole door and whatever, would have been $1,300 to $1,600 Canadian, as I mentioned earlier in the video, which is a lot of money for an old car like this. Now, I've got a little bit more work to do here for sure. And previous to that, I was hiding the blend with a bit of pinstriping, but I don't have to do that now. Would I recommend scratcheshappen.ca.com, whatever? Absolutely. If you're going to be doing a little touch-up paint on your car, no one local would mix me the tri-coat, the 3 different colors, that is to say the base, the second coat, and the clear coat, and a primer. So it's actually 4 coats. Nobody would do it, but this company did. And for what I paid for it and the results I'm getting, I'd say I'm pretty darn happy. The match is pretty close. In daylight, under sunshine, it'll be difficult to tell unless you're really, really looking. So definitely worth looking into. I would do it again, 100%. Good product. And not sponsored, mind you, I might add. So I've been doing all this work. I mean, I worked on it for a few hours today. And the key point I can say is don't rush the process, otherwise you're going to end up with not such a good result, which this door, I kind of rushed it a little bit and ran into some issues, but nothing I can't fix, nothing I haven't fixed before. But overall, yeah, definitely worth trying, and it might make your car look better, especially tricky paint like a tri-coat, like that's on this Cadillac, a white diamond or whatever the hell you want to call this color. Really tricky, but it turned out good, you know, and I'm happy with it. For a 20-year-old car that's got dents and dings all over it, you know, this little bit of touch-up paint kind of makes it look a little bit better than what it was, a whole lot better than what it was. All right, if you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe, please. I appreciate all my subscribers, and any of your like is good for me, so please keep doing that. Until next time, I'm hoping to make some more car-related videos, maybe some Mach 1 stuff, maybe not, maybe Cadillac stuff. Until then, I'll see you.